Now, if you've started looking at ways of making money online from the comfort of your own home, you've most likely come across ads on YouTube and Facebook and things talking about trading courses and how you can make significant amounts of money from the comfort of your own home with little ease and little time taken. Now, before you go out and buy any of those, you need to watch this video because I'm going to go through with you as to why you might just want to kind of take a step back before you actually jump into one of those, because watching this video will save you a lot of time and a lot of money. I'm also going to go through and explain to you why a lot of these people are actually bad actors and why what they say isn't quite true. And then by the end of the video, I'm actually going to give you a free course where you can actually start learning how to trade immediately, and another paid one which I highly recommend and is great value with a great tutor. So let's jump into the video. Now, we've all seen the gurus online flexing a lavish lifestyle which they've acquired from trading and having all these expensive things like luxury cars, luxury watches, expensive holidays around the world, flying first class and the works. But I've got to be real with you, for the most part, a lot of these people are just marketers marketing their course, which doesn't offer any real substance or value. It might teach you the basics and give you a very basic trading strategy, but beyond that, it doesn't actually offer you too much more. So when you start seeing these ads online promoting, or not necessarily ads, but these gurus promoting a course or this luxury lavish lifestyle, it should already be a red flag warning you to be kind of cautious of what these guys are promoting, because for the most part, their lifestyle is actually funded by them selling the courses to you, which, like I said, doesn't offer you any real major experience or support, and they make their money that way. Now, the lure of these courses is that you can actually make some huge financial gains quite quickly, and especially if you've got a lot of bills coming up and the cost of living is going through the roof as it is right now with the increase in inflation, it can be quite enticing to kind of jump on board with one of these courses and start trying to get on board with learning how to trade. Now, I've got to say, be very, very careful with that, because it's a very emotional way of actually getting involved in the trading scene, which you should probably take a step back from initially, because just the nature of what trading is and how you get involved with trading, you don't want to kind of be putting X or money on the line which you don't necessarily have immediately or that you don't necessarily need. And another warning about these gurus is they tend to typically post their results of trading and what they can actually make in a day when flashing those kind of stacks of cash. Be very, very careful of their promoting when they're promoting the actual returns on their trades, because what a lot of gurus can actually do is they can actually hire servers on these trading platforms and brokers to actually showcase that they're actually making huge amounts of money very, very quickly and very easily, without actually having the skills to actually do that behind the case. They even show withdrawals saying that I'm making this amount of money, taking it out kind of thing every week or every day. Like I said, it's not quite the case. You don't typically want to kind of see someone actually showcase their trades and their setups. And in the initial stages, when you're actually learning how to trade, with learning how to mark up charts and spending a lot of time charting, which does take up a lot of time, is very time consuming and can be quite stressful because you are very engaged waiting for the right setup to kind of show. Some gurus actually offer some trading signals. Now, with this as well, you want to be very, very careful, because you want to make sure their track record and their risk management profile and the way they actually trade is what they actually preach, and that when they actually post these trade setups, you actually follow them to the T and they're not just kind of promoting it and pumping and dumping it. One of the best things I can actually say to you in this regard is actually learn the skill yourself and actually take the trades on your own merit. With most courses out there as well, they do promise you very, very fast gains and returns straight out the bat after you've actually finished the actual learning the content and the material. And I'm going to say this is very, very far from the actual truth, because when it comes to trading, it actually does take a fair amount of time to actually learn the skill and understand how the actual charts and price action of the actual current pair or whatever you're trading actually flows. And as someone that has actually been trading for many, many years, I can assure you that it does take a lot of time to actually learn the skill, master the skill, and actually implement it in a very disciplined, consistent way, so that you can actually have those returns coming in almost not passively, but regularly, without too much stress or too much difficulty. Now, you will actually have losses over time, and part of the trading strategy is you actually want to kind of mitigate those losses and reduce how much you actually have as a loss over time. So one of the hardest things to actually overcome when it comes to trading is actually emotions when your actual money is on the line and potential of loss of that money, which is why I also say if you are in a quite a tight spot financially, it's probably not the best thing to do jumping into for trading either crypto, Forex or stocks, because it is quite volatile and it can actually be the risk of actual financial loss is there, because you want to actually give yourself a lot of time to actually learn the skill and actually scale out gradually. You won't go from say $2,000 to $100,000 in 6 months. While it can happen and you can be very, very lucky, the risk to reward is so out of the scope of what I would actually suggest. I wouldn't necessarily do it at all. So I want to actually make it very, very clear that trading is very, very risky and there is a significant risk of financial loss, especially if you aren't used to actually investing and trading. So you want to always be aware of that, and that if it's not something for you, you probably should stay away. Now, investing is a different approach. I'm talking about trading here. Investing, there is still a risk of loss, but it's not as quick or fast as what trading is. So the key when it comes to actually making money in trading, and day trading in particular, or Forex with crypto or stocks, is you want to take a long-term disciplined approach to actually trading and your strategy, because the enticement of fast, quick gains, while it is there and it can be achieved, you will end up doing yourself a lot more damage over time and probably have more loss with that. You want to have a great trading plan in place with proper risk management so that the potential of loss is reduced significantly, especially in the early stages of when you're actually learning to trade, where you're not quite used to the swings in the market, news coming out, global events, things like that, which can actually impact the price and the direction of the price. So you can actually mitigate your losses and reduce how regularly you do have losses and the amount of that you're losing. So having these things in place, like proper risk management, a proper trading strategy, and actually taking the time to learn and master the actual trading will benefit you over the long term, so you aren't actually losing too much money and you actually set yourself up for longer term gains. And I would even take this a step further, so that if you actually did take a course to learn how to trade, I'd spend the next 3 to 6 months or even longer actually just practicing on demo, implementing any trading strategy you have learned and learning how the charts move and all the price action and things like that, so you can get a better feel for what's going on in the market before you actually start trading with real money. Because when you start trading with real money compared to when you're trading demo, which isn't any money, it's just fictional, like playing Monopoly, with your real money, emotions are involved and the fear of loss gets in the way of actually sticking to your trading strategy and actually making logical decisions. So sticking and actually having a solid trading plan and strategy, which you can actually implement time in, time out without too much kind of error, is going to be one of the best things you can actually do, because you'll be following a plan of action which you can actually replicate over and over again, and you know how you're going to go long term. So I do want to say though, with regular investing, you're looking at generally 10 to 20% returns per annum if you pick a good stock and things like that. You can actually make significant amounts of money if you do just kind of follow a proper risk management strategy with trading. If you even just go for 2% per week kind of thing, which isn't a significant amount, but compounding that over time, you can make a decent amount of money. But like I said, this is not financial advice. Follow a risk management plan which actually works for you as well, and don't go over leverage. Being in the crypto Forex space, you're typically trading with leverage, which is a whole other beast and financial instrument, which can increase the amount of risk of financial loss to you. And it's also available in the crypto space, not as easily available in the stock market or stock markets, but it's still there as well. So I typically try, especially with crypto and stocks, stay away from the leverage trades, because I prefer to actually own them and hold on to them longer term. Now, a lot of people actually have varying opinions on how much money you should actually start with trading. A lot of them typically say you should start with at least a few $1,000s, which I kind of agree with. But at the same time, you only want to be using money that you feel comfortable with potentially losing, or that you don't necessarily need in the near term to medium term as well. Because if you do need that money, you're going to be kind of making rush decisions. You're going to put yourself at higher financial risk of loss, and you won't be making the best decisions when trading, which when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to trading, you want to kind of be taking a more structured approach to what you're actually doing, and allowing for losses, allowing for time and movement in the actual charts and the markets, so that you don't actually make bad decisions and running the risk of losing more money than you actually started off with. And as a rule of thumb, in the market, we typically say only use about 2% of your portfolio for any one trade at any one time. So now let's get into the fun part. Where can you actually learn to trade? Now, there are a lot of courses out there which you can actually learn from trusted actual teachers and people who have actually got a lot of experience in the marketplace. I learned from one of my close friends and my mentor, Forex with Ali, who I'll actually leave a link to below for you to actually visit her website and actually learn from her. She's also on Instagram, and she's created a course which takes a no balls approach to the actual market. Very simple and easy way to follow, very easy to understand. She does offer one-on-one training, so if you aren't actually learning effectively or you're having struggling with certain concepts, you can actually approach her and actually discuss what is and what isn't working for you and how you can actually learn and actually move past that, which I've actually done a few times myself. And she actually gives you homework to actually implement and actually learn from as well, so you can actually start implementing what she actually teaches you without actually risking your own money. So I'll leave a link to that course down below so you can actually learn from that one as well. But if you are unsure of actually throwing thousands of dollars at a course and you kind of want to learn a bit more passively or a bit more easily, there are lots of courses or information online on YouTube where you can actually start learning straight away. And I've actually created a course for everyone in the past, which you can actually learn from straight away here in my YouTube, where I go over the basics of actually trading and charting and things like that. We can actually implement those. It's typically for Forex, but you can actually implement it across crypto and stocks as well. And I even give a very, very basic outline for trading and the strategy as well. So you can click the link for that one and start learning straight away. And I hope that information has been very, very useful for you. So don't just jump out and actually start trading or buying a course straight away. Take the time to actually learn and actually see who's actually following through with proper promises and actually strategies and information. So if that's been helpful for you guys, don't forget to smash that like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys again in the next video.